Hey, 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 what it do, love does? It's your girl Indigo jumping on. And OMG. Oh my God, can you believe it? You got us two times this week. Oh my goodness. Shout out to them to when we was all consistent and weekly, but two times out the gate? Come on now. Come on now. When God says go, you gotta go. When the lights green, you know? And and today is actually Friday. Oh my gosh, and you know that today is also Juneteenth. All right, Juneteenth. So happy Juneteenth to everyone that matters to, that even knows what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I I won't get into it. I won't. I'll leave my soapboxes where they're at and everything like that. Um, but yeah, I'm so excited because yeah, it's Friday, as you know, if you've been following us at all. But if you're new, for Coach Indigo, Fridays is one of my favorite. So out of the 7 days out of the week, they're all my favorite, but Friday's my favorite. My favorite. There's something about Friday. It's always been ever since I was a kid. There's always been something about Friday. Um, and yeah, just I don't know. I mean, like I could be telling my age when I say about you know, what is the word? Uh, well, so many things, but they used to have TGIF Friday. If people remember Boy Meets World, there was two renditions of it, right? There was like an old school one that kind of like took us from, I think did it start in the 80s? Oh, gee. It was part of the 90s. Like it followed his whole life, and then come to find out his brother, who I guess the main character was Corey Matthews. I don't know if you know who that is, but Corey Matthews. Um, so his brother, he was like the second rendition of Boy Meets Girl from the original character, I think. That's my understanding. But anyway, they used to have this usually on Fridays and this whole lineup of three team that had us all in the show clothes and everything like that, old school stuff and everything. So, yeah, but I'm not gonna belabor the point because as y'all know, I just having my kids. And we see it's right now. They do pop up. Oh Lord, that's crazy. All right. So without further ado, if you saw the promotions, we have the illustrious Miss Imani coming on, poet, songstress, and published author of the book, just assorted, writings and poetries called Shane, Shane, Shane. So she's a multifaceted artist. She's my understanding fellow Virgo such as myself, so it's always good to meet another multi-dimensional thinker and everything like that. I'm so excited if you can tell by the cheekbones for this conversation coming up. We're going to dive into all types of things. As you know, we talk about the whole person, the whole gamut here. You can't separate the creative from the creation, although some people would like to try. But that's not what we do here at Touch Radio. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring her on. We are so excited, and hopefully she can read some extras for us and share some stuff, but we're going to get into the whole thing. So without further ado, bring to the stage Miss Imani. All right. Okay.
Hi.
And how's the sound? Oh, Lord have
It sounds
mercy.
great.
Every show is different. It sounds great? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, good business. Good business. Oh, you look so beautiful. Why
thank
is it
you.
so small? Oh my goodness. Oh, you look so, oh man, yes. Just always a pleasure to meet another fellow Virgo, multidimensional, just divine
I
feminine energy. Just like it is just look, it don't even gotta be nobody else. It
not
could be just us.
seriously. I love Virgos. Seriously, we are the best. I don't care what anybody else says. We are the best.
No, we can't because there's always some hateration in the jamboree for some odd unknown
Seriously.
reason. Like I brought all the good vibes and I'm just getting static back. I'm not understanding.
Right. Like I'm here to help and you're mad. Make it make
Make it make
sense.
sense. Math ain't mathing. Like I came on
And
time. I brought bags. I brought boxes. I came
you're
to be of
mad.
service, and you're mad. Man, I just feel like that just sums up the Virgo's whole life from beginning to end. Just from a
Exactly.
child to just adulthood. You be like, you think I get the hang of this by now? Good golly.
You'd think. But no, I'm so sensitive. I still take offense. Like, oh, I'm just here to help. Stop.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You gotta cry your 5 tears a year, or a month or whatever the frequency is in
Hmm.
your blood.
And
It
then
does
back to
hurt.
work.
You know what? Exactly. Because we'll schedule that time because it's self
Exactly.
care.
The self
Oh
care,
my gosh.
yes.
Well, I'm so happy. Like I said, this is just an organic process for me. It's very authentic, very, what I'm saying, very conversational. That's why I like to go live and everything, just to get the whole essence of it. And I genuinely like to bring on people that I am genuinely curious about because I feel like that brings up the best. You know what I'm saying? Like just organic, authentic questions. But yeah, so. I see you post your poetry. I see you singing. I see you doing the transitions and everything online. Just
Trying.
like look, you gotta start somewhere, right? Look at my
Right.
little messy setup. I don't know what it actually translates to, but when you have a vision, but you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like there's so many people that aren't being authentic, that aren't like living in their truth, that's not living in their authentic energy. And I think that's like a Virgo problem because we're like very who we are and stuff. And so that irritates people because they're not living in their truth. So
Exactly.
just from a just like, oh, she's doing her thing, whatever, it's coming, you can tell it's coming from the soul, coming from the heart. And then what was it? It was a few months back when you had posted about a song that you created, right? Because you're actually putting yourself out there too. You're a
Yeah.
published author. Didn't you just win like some like an award or like your music was or something that you created was published? Please let me correct
Yeah.
me.
So my song No Satisfaction was nominated to be screened at the Robertson Museum. And I did get an email back, but I didn't respond in time, so I have no idea what it was about. But I was one of the finals chosen after. So but it
You see
was
what I'm saying? Yeah, you recognition. You can't get recognized if you don't put your stuff out there. So it's
and
like, come
and
on.
honestly, I didn't think I was going to. I just, they put up that they were having this contest, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it just because I live in Binghamton and I've got scenes in my song that are from Binghamton. I might as well just do it. And I was almost late doing it too, but I submitted it at the last second. I didn't think I was gonna win, so I was surprised when I got the email. I'm like,
Girl, life be life.
that part.
And then a hot Cheeto mess, and then a hot Cheeto mess,
Oh
right?
my gosh.
Talking about and then I almost missed the email. Like,
Exactly. I really did. Oh my God.
over here having existential crisis per every Tuesday
Every single one.
on schedule. But it's like, yeah, when I saw that, because like I said, I don't know, I just like to give love because I feel like it's a
Thank you.
drought. You feel me? I don't know. Like if I have it to give, despite
Right.
everything I've been through, why not? But it's like, yeah, to see that and then to see that you had won something and then okay, so the thing about the missed emails, do you consider yourself neurodivergent or
Yes.
isms or some spectrums up in there? Like,
Oh, so
just because
many
you
spectrums,
okay, okay.
to be honest.
It's like a necessary evil to be so creative and have such a, multi-dimensional mind. It's like, who am I even talking to sometimes?
Honestly, I feel like if I had the capabilities of being organized on time and everything, I would just be too powerful. So God was like, "Yeah, we're gonna humble her a little bit, make her
Yeah.
messy." Jeez.
I'd be indestructible and like no one could stop me.
Exactly.
What? I'd be all ego. I would a humble bone.
Exactly. Nowhere to be found. It'd probably be way
And
over there.
rightfully so. I've never been humbled. Oh yeah, I feel exactly the same way. I'm just like, because when people like, again, it's like the recognition always catches us. I feel like off guard, like
Mhm.
wait, hold up, because
It's like, oh, you saw
I
that for real?
just made it here. I threw on my shirt. I already had it planned out, but I just didn't feel like wearing no bra. I was like,
That
and I
part.
just knew I was gonna make that decision at the time.
Like, is this what I felt like doing?
Yeah, you're just so brave. No, I just didn't feel like putting my titties in the cage today.
That part.
So simple. Yeah, I feel like being a hot Cheeto mess today, but I'm glad
Exactly.
you appreciate it.
I just come as I am. And that's how I feel everybody should just come as you are, as you feel at that moment. If you feel like being a diva, be a diva. If you feel like being a slob, be a slob. I choose slob most days, to be honest.
I like a little bedrock, you know,
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
bedrock every now and again. It keeps a girl spicy. You know,
yeah,
what's life without the spice? You know, a little
exactly.
bedrock, and then a sick enjoyment of it too. It's not good bedrock if you're not just sitting there, just sniffing the
Yeah.
underarms. You know,
No, 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 no. I mean, like, just like if I feel like leaving my hair the way it is and going out the house with my pajamas on, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that.
yes,
And not going to care if anybody says anything, honestly.
yes, exactly. And people consider that brave, but it's just, I mean, I don't know. It's like that or death. I don't know. For some, I
Oh my
guess
gosh, I
maybe
see
that
that
is
so
for
much.
creatives. That or death. I will die if you don't go out today. It's not even a brave thing. It's like I will literally die. This is self-preservation.
Exactly. It's very rare that people actually understand that it's either do or die, and I would rather do than die. I kind of like breathing, you know?
You know? Yeah, yeah. I will literally go outside and stop breathing. I have to put on a bra today. Oh
Literally.
my god. So okay, so yes, like I kind of I'm getting a little what's it called? I don't even what they say. There was a joke where they said the similarity like the similar thing to gaydar would be suspectrum. Suspectrum. Like so, you know, you have gaydar. Like, oh no, I knew you. I could see
Hmm.
it. I could see it and
Hmm.
stuff like that. And so they say suspectrum. So I think my suspectrum capabilities are going up these days because I knew there was some spec. I knew. You can just tell. So oh my gosh. Okay, so your journey towards becoming a published author because that's another accomplishment that a lot of people have. So many people have aspirations for, but a lot of people don't actually reach that, you know, that level of achievement. So whatever degree that it gets put out there, you're still putting yourself out there to be recognized. So how was that journey?
Um, so I'm going to be completely honest. I don't really have all the aspirations I have right now. I'm just fulfilling the dreams of my inner child, Monimo. I call her Monimo. Whenever I write letters to my younger self, I write to Monimo. And I'm just doing everything she wanted me to do. And that way I know when I it's my time is up here on earth that I fulfilled all my childhood dreams and that she at least was fulfilled because if she's really the only person that can make me feel fulfilled because everything she wanted kind
Mm,
of snowballed into who I am in the first place. So I'm of the belief that nothing is coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. There's no such thing as coincidence. Everything is Hitsuzen. And I got that from an anime I watched when I was like in middle school. But
yeah, yeah.
Hitsuzen is the idea that everything has a purpose. There's nothing that happens without a reason, and it almost goes into the laws of everything that happens has an equal and opposite reaction. So if you do something, it's going to cause a reaction even if it's not directly to you or somebody you know. It's going to cause reaction somewhere. And
Right.
I fully believe that because I had the belief that I would be a singer, that I was going to write a book, that I was going to be a voiceover performer, and those were things that I wanted. Things in my life kind of just spiraled because my want when I was that young was so powerful that I became everything I needed to become to have that dream. So,
Mm. Ooh, man. Okay, poet. I love it. I love it because yeah, you're gonna mix in the childhood like healing. You know what I'm saying? Like so many times we talk about childhood trauma, but then we're taking away giving away our power to go back get that child and heal them with the stuff that the dreams, the unmet dreams and stuff. I love it. Like I feel again like I knew it's gonna be a lot of similarities. I feel like the same way, like anytime stuff starts getting a little dark, I'm like, wait, hold up, how can I meet little Monica's, you know there's something that she was doing that just wasn't hurting nobody, just she just did it. Nobody told her to. You know what I'm saying? Let me focus on that. Let me do a little bit of that. And somehow that brings the light back. So just, chasing the light in the darkness. I feel like, yeah, that's a wonderful answer. that is the journey. We are the journey. You know, there's
Exactly.
no disconnection. It's like I was just gonna always grow up into me. Like, there's
And
no
the thing is,
separation.
I feel like we all have the ability to just grow up into who we always were supposed to be. I feel like we were born knowing who we were supposed to be. And I look at my kids and I'm like, they know. I just have to encourage them to go in that direction because they know who they want to be. And I feel like a child that doesn't know who they want to be is here to do bigger things because honestly, a child that doesn't know at that time is probably going through something that they don't have the ability to know because there's too much extra going on around them to focus on self. So if a child doesn't know, then they need the guidance and the help to get there because they can't get there on their own. They're either being parentified or there's some kind of trauma going on currently at that time that they cannot focus on self. And that is part of the reason why I wrote my book in the first place is because I was that kid that I had no time, no ability to focus on myself and even think about what my dreams could be. I had them in the back of my head, but actually telling somebody, "Hey, I want to do this," and getting my needs met for my dreams, which is, it's on a hierarchy of needs, is to be able to meet your goals. And I just didn't have that ability. I was parentified. There was trauma in my childhood. And so those things that I wanted were pushed to the back. I didn't even get to, I mean, yeah, I sang, but it wasn't like anything that I wanted. It was always, oh, sing this in church. Oh, sing this for Thanksgiving dinner. Things like that the family wanted me to do. And the reason I wrote this book is because you get to a certain age where you realize that you don't want to do what your family wants you to do and you want to do what you want to do and you have to dissect everything that you are in order to get there. And I feel like that journey it's very personal, very intimate, and some people need the help getting there. And even showing the darkest parts of what I went through, I feel could help people understand that it's not an easy journey, that you will have to dig through the mud, the dirt, and the grime and dig yourself out more than once because it's continuous, especially if you're a Pluto and Scorpio generation. It's continuous. You will always be doing this. So,
I am a Pluto and Scorpio.
period. Yes.
All I
And
know is dark, including my humor.
see, we have the best humor too.
Here you go, yo. Oh man. Go to the pits of hell with it and have a great time.
Exactly. We're going to party.
Like you're hot. I can use a sweater. Like,
It's getting
oh
hot
my
in
God. Oh man.
here.
Just, man, just listening to you, I know you got the healer energy too, because I could feel it through the airways. I'm just like, oh, she healing my soul, girl. I ain't asking for this,
Well, I
but
hope that
like,
I can.
yeah, that's beautiful. Like that's no, that's beautiful because it's just like yeah, it's like leaving, leaving something for the people that coming behind you type of concept. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an ancient concept. Just leave something behind for the people to come after you because you're on the path first. You know what I'm saying? There will be other first timers such as you. So share what you found out till now. And type of thing. And just like I love the way that you put it, where it's like because I know you said like childhood, but even I was thinking like even the times like in young adulthood, like I was still had a childlike mind, even though I had matured physically, I still had a childlike mind because like you said, there have to be that break between familial obligations and obligations to self. And what does that even look like when you come from a certain family structure? What does obligation to me even look like?
Mhm.
And so I love that because yeah, at that time when I did find out that there was lack in certain areas, I started looking for again those pieces of light, and that I guess I'm thinking that's like what your book is, like that piece of light in the darkness that I can find to help, something that there's still hope.
Absolutely. And I really, so absolutely, yes. But it is a very dark book. I'm going to say that for a fact because I had to put a trigger warning just in case. There are a few poems in there that are very personal to me that I personally cannot read out loud because I still choke and cry because of how much shame I had put into that and carried with me. One of the poems that I cannot read aloud, I wrote when I was 13 years old, and it still is contributing to the unworthiness that I feel and the shame that I feel and the constant disappointment that I get from other people because of the shame that I feel and what that projection of the shame of, for myself allows other people to treat me the way that they do. So
Mm.
that is the reason, because in the beginning of my
Wow.
book, I break it up into different chapters. In the beginning of the book, I talk about how I have shame in regards to the people around me, lovers, friends, and just people in general. The second
Mm.
part of my book is about my family trauma and the shame that I got from that, with my mother, my father, step parents, my grandfather. And then finally at the end, I talk about shame for myself, like um the pain that I went through after all of that, just how I didn't love being black, how I didn't love my hair, I didn't love my skin, how I didn't like who I was, things like that. And also apologizing to my children for not being there, because there was a point in time when I did have to leave my kids with their father because of how bad I felt about myself, and the entire relationship
Mm.
with him was a reflection of that. So I did have to do a whole lot of work, and I hope by the time anyone reaches the end, they get to my short story, which should be the beacon of light. But I don't think anybody's gotten to the end of the book yet, to be completely honest.
I'll tell you what's got to the end. No one's reached into the light. It's like, shoot. I
Unfortunately.
like, amen. Oh man. Okay, okay. So are you able, so that being said, are you able to read something from the parts you can read? Can you share
Sure,
something?
I'd love
Okay,
to.
okay.
Okay, so first I'm going to show the book. This is my book, Shame, Shame, Shame. My little picture on the back. It was self-published. I did it all by myself. I do have a few copies available for sale in person, but you can also find it on Amazon and Barnes and Noble online. It's also an ebook on Barnes and Noble. I'm still trying to figure it out for Kindle, so
Hmm.
bear with me for that. An audiobook. I'm working on an audiobook. But the
Nice.
first poem is called Imani's Got Pockets. It's my screen name, and I wrote it because people assume that I meant money when that's not what it is at all.
Mm. Tell us, what is it?
It's really about, well, originally I wrote, it was a joke. So Imani's Got Pockets originally meant, because women's clothes don't have pockets. So I was like, Imani's got pockets, because it was a joke.
I appreciate it because that's what my favorite pants were, cargo pants. I was like, they
See?
have all the pockets. And I was a tomboy, but it's like I just would love when I could put on my cargo pants.
Okay, but here's Imani's Got Pockets. Hi, my name is Imani, and I've got a lot to share. In my pockets, I hold both my hopes and my fears, as well as my faults and my talents. My trauma and my achievements are stored there too, stories never told, tales you wouldn't believe are true. Imani's got a lot of problems and not enough solutions. You'd think the bag she carried would encourage her to let loose and be the woman God intended her to be. Imani struggles with feeling like she's even a little bit free. Imani's got a lot of acquaintances. You can't say friends now because friends can't be enemies, but acquaintances can be anything. I mean, Imani's got a lot of people who could be listening, so you should be careful of what she says. Imani's pockets have been used against her so much she often wishes she were dead. Imani can't make decisions without talking to someone about it first, but Imani hates confrontation. Bitter words are akin to a hearse. But in Imani's pocket, she's got something special, and everyone wants to know what it is. Well, I'm here to let you know that the only thing there is to know is that Imani is still unfinished. So that's my first.
Mm.
And that's, I think, the first
Oh,
poem you read when you first open the book as well. So just double check.
yeah. Imani's got pockets. Amen. And okay, and right, right. Oh, I love it. I love that's where you start. I love that's where you start because, like you said, it's your social media handle for Instagram. So it's just like your first introduction to me, but like that's not all there is, right? There's layers to
Exactly.
it. Oh wow. Okay. And so you mentioned that you're a mother. So I can definitely relate. My baby be everywhere with me and everything. So like how many kids do you have?
I have two. They're a year apart. I was pregnant three times and I lost my first daughter. And I do have a poem for her in there as well. Her name was Paige Acacia. And these are her footprints here on my chest.
Oh, okay.
I was 18 weeks pregnant when I my water broke while I was in the hospital, and we lost her. So
Okay. Oh wow. And then the two right there. Oh my goodness. Okay. Whew. And then so you have two what do you mind saying their ages?
they're 8 and 9. Well, 10. Sorry, 8 and 10. My oldest is going to be 9. I'm sorry, my youngest is going to be. My brain's not working. My youngest is going to be 9. My oldest is 10.
Okay. Your youngest is gonna be 9, your oldest is 10. Okay.
Yes.
8 and 10, but will be 9. All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's a fun ages. Okay. And so you said, okay, man. So with the motherhood and stuff, oh man, I talk about that all the time. How we walk around with so much burden of shame and guilt and like what I'm saying. Like, what are we know, I mean, we can say we know where it comes from, but we're always comparing ourselves to some image of a mother, whether it was something that we experienced ourselves or something we aspire to or society's expectations. But like, it's a burden, you know what I'm
It
saying? In
is.
addition to being able to feed into the children when you're depleted, girl, like I don't think it gets talked about enough. So when you approach that in your book, like what did you approach it from like a healed perspective or from many different parts of the journey or like, how did you approach that? Like,
So
because
yeah.
a lot of it I feel like is unfounded, but like what lens did you put it into your publication?
So, to be honest, I did do a few different. I did one where I felt super guilty about leaving them, called How Do I Tell Them? I did one called Pro Choice, and I did one called Your Daddy. And um, there is another poem that I did not put in here called Daughters. And the reason I didn't put it in here is because it didn't really have as much shame as I was it didn't have a whole lot of shame about it. It was more me talking to my girls and telling them how proud I am of having girls because my mother told me, I hope that you have girls just like you. And she meant it as like a curse, but
Me
I
too, me
didn't
too.
see. And it's like, why would you curse me with children if they're just like me? That means it to me in my head, it was like, you didn't like me because if you want kids just like me and you are cursing me, then you didn't like me in the first place. But they're just like me and they're the biggest blessing in the entire world. I'm opening my eyes every day to something new that I love about myself because I see it in them. And that made me so sad for my mother as well because if everybody says I'm just like her and if she doesn't like me, then she doesn't like herself either. So, and I look just
Amen.
like her.
Right, right, right. Amen. And that's why healing is very important, you know? And I think it does matter about the perspective as a mother that you approach a relationship with your daughter, because a good amount of it is based on the fact, in my opinion, on how much healing you've done with your own inner child.
Hmm.
Because I think they are blessings. They're very, very stressful blessings.
Oh yeah.
Because if you haven't met that part in yourself that they're reflecting to you, that God put in your life to reflect back to you, then that's where all that friction comes from. But it's funny, it's a wonderful healing journey if that's what you're into, because then you're just like, wow, why is this bringing this up in me? Let me go into me and figure out because she's just being a child. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
she's just being a little girl. So if this is coming up,
Right, and
yeah.
it's their first time on this planet. Why would you make it difficult for them? They've never been here. Well, we don't know. They don't. We don't know if they've been here
I
before.
got all
And
old souls. No babies, all old souls out the gate. I was like, okay, God, whatever.
right, but it's like you're. It's like if you meet someone new on the street, you can't just assume that they know everything about you, especially if they're a child and they don't even know how to talk. Like, come on
Right,
now. You have
right.
to be the one to teach, to lead
Exactly.
by
And how can I
example.
how can I teach if I haven't done it? The worst teachers
Exactly.
are the ones that are just teaching from the book. They don't know a jig nat paddywhack about what they're talking about. So how can they teach you? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. Amen. Oh wow. So that's interesting. So the scope of this project was just to channel shame, like and to just explore that topic. So that poem, right? That poem didn't make it just because it couldn't fit into that. So do you plan
Correct.
on
But I can read
okay,
one that did.
amen. Go ahead.
This one is called How Do I Tell Them?
Mm.
How do I tell them that I finally found my peace in the stillness of my being? How do I tell them that the place I call home has always been with me in the deepest, most darkest, secret place of my mind? How do I tell them that I never would have found it if I hadn't left them behind? How do I tell them that although my love for them was strong, strong enough to keep me living, it didn't make me feel alive? How do I tell them that my heart grew 3 times the days they were born, but the weight of that love suffocated me? I never even learned how to breathe on my own, and here I was teaching 2 others how to master self control when I had so much room left to grow. How do I tell them without sounding selfish, without making excuses or begging them to hear my case? How do I tell them without revealing to them the horrors that I escaped? How do I tell them that it was not their fault? How do I tell them when shame was all I was taught? How do I tell them that even though they mean the world to me, that the trauma I endured changed me? How do you tell them that the person who loves the most loves me the least? How do I tell them that person is me?
Mm. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. I know you say it's dark, but like I feel like it definitely does touch on something in the people that's been there. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that it's like wow. I should read it like I mean, yeah, because yeah, again I experienced that with my oldest son. I had to, make that tough decision and everything. Being a mom is like my most proudest title and it's like, it's tough, man, to make those decisions. I cried.
Yeah. And it's not like I wasn't there at all. I was a stay-at-home mom for the first 4 to 5 years of their life. I was stay at home. I was even working. I was going to school. I did all the things. It's just that you realize at some point that you're doing everything for everyone and no one's doing anything for you and you run completely dry. And that's the point that I hit. My kid's father, at one point, I was taking care of 3 kids. I really was. It's just one was older than me.
Right.
And that kind of destroyed everything in my head because there was issues with his family, and I realized that, as now I realized that a lot of that could have been solved if I had better boundaries and if I loved myself a little bit more, because it wasn't so terrible that I couldn't have fixed my ability to be able to fight back. It wasn't so that I wasn't so weak that I couldn't fight back, because I did. I was fighting back. It's just I didn't have the boundaries to walk away sooner than I needed to. If I had walked away even 3 years sooner, then I feel like I would have came out a lot better than I did. But I stayed so long and did not give myself the opportunity to heal in between anything that happened with that relationship, that it got worse and it destroyed any self-esteem I had, to the point where I went through so many other phases after I left that I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, if I had just healed a little bit before I had kids, instead of using kids to heal, because that's what a lot of people do. They think, oh, I need to be loved unconditionally, and if I have kids, then I'll be loved unconditionally. They'll love me forever. They will love me forever,
Right.
and that's not how it works at all. You got to love yourself
No.
first.
Right. 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 And yeah, I always say like one of my sayings, like once I learned it, it just shifted something in me. And like it was just like, oh wow, I gotta really figure out why this resonated. But you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't give what you don't have. And that kind of like made me start looking at my external relationships, because it's just like if I'm still running on E, if I'm so depleted, then that means that like wherever I'm putting my energy, it's not coming back to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, what relationships do I have that are pouring into me? And it's like, okay, gotta start shifting some things up. Shifting some things up. But like, so with the concept of shame, like, where do you after the project? Where do you like? Where after the project is done? Where do you stand with it versus when you started? Like, do you feel
Well,
like there was?
currently I'm working on a book about love, because love is a higher vibration than shame, and I realize that a lot of people are not reading my book because it is really hard to read. I'm going to be honest. I probably should have maybe done something different, maybe put love and shame in the same book, because it does trigger people. And I've had a few people be like, oh, well, now I kind of need to go talk to my therapist because of how some of the people, I'm so serious. I've had five people tell me that they were ready to, because they read the book.
Oh
So
my God. Oh my gosh. But it encouraged them to go get see some therapy, get some help,
honestly,
right? Like I mean, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's where the Scorpio and Pluto comes in because it's like I gotta be the bad guy. If it's going to lead to to some positive results because it can't be nothing but positive. You're gonna start figuring some stuff out, because I mean
yeah.
there's no way to heal. Like you have to have the scars. Like no, scars are proof of healing. They're just
Hmm.
they just mean that there was a wound that you didn't die from. And so many people are so scared to like get to that point, but you gotta do shadow work. There's no pretty healing nowhere. And it's just like I guess people do need that catalyst. You probably were like, I don't yeah, you probably rightfully so got it up out your system. And it's something that a lot of people probably have to come out their system before they can see clearly. So
Right.
I'm not mad at it at all. Like I'm
And
even more excited.
And I hate having to activate that wound for people, but sometimes you have to have that wound act. It has to feel bad in order for you to fix it. Because if you're just comfortable, if you're used to living with something your whole life, you won't know that something is wrong until somebody shows you and points to it, say, "Hey, that's not right. You're not supposed to feel that way." And I feel like that was why I had to write the book, because even though I'm just sharing my experiences, there's parts of the book that people relate to so much that they're like, "Oh, that hurt. I have to fix that."
Mm,
So,
yeah, it's like a doctor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a doctor has to check you out, and once their whole objective is to find the pain point, and that's healing, that's health. We understand that, you know what I'm saying? Doctor got to cut you open to fix something, fix your heart. There's no heart surgery without a scar on your chest. Like, yeah, and I think it's set up for the people whose purpose, part of their purpose might be that to shine the light on people's wounds is to go through stuff that's so deep, so dark that there's no way that you would be doing that on purpose or for a sadistic reason. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a whole dark side to that where it's just like I would never want to make someone feel uncomfortable or anywhere close to what I felt unless I felt that there was some greater good for it. Like I can go
exactly.
there. I've been there. But if there's no light, it's not. No, I don't want it to come from me because I wouldn't want to cause that harm. So the empathy, I think, is necessary. It's a necessary part. Like you're not supposed to feel good about, like you're not supposed to feel good about people coming and having that reaction, but you were the one to bring it to the surface, bring it to like it's not a comfortable existence.
And I've
No,
had so many times when even on dating sites, I would interact with somebody and point out something, hey, I don't like that. I'm not going to talk to you anymore, but you should fix that. And it's probably really bad for me to do that. But I've had somebody, I match with them years later, like, hey, you changed my life. And I'm like, what? Okay, I don't remember your name, but hi. Thanks. I really had somebody say that
change
you
my whole motif up for you. I'm so happy we ran back into each other. I do not recognize you, sir. Please back up before I get the name.
exactly, who are you? I changed your life. I don't even remember your name.
As soon as I changed my number, I forgot yours.
Exactly.
Terrible.
But
And it's
I'm
so
so
pure.
glad.
It's like not intentional at all. Like, dang.
Exactly. It's like I don't mean to. It's just like I just noticed something. I want to let you know what's going on. And if you do with it what you will, you can forget about me. I don't it's fine. Just I just had to let you know. But
Let's
I'm glad
keep
you
this
said
right
this.
here.
I'm glad you said the surgery part though, because I want to read the author's note. Because
Mhm.
I literally okay, I'm just gonna read it.
Yeah.
As you read this book, you may ask yourself, why is she ashamed of this? I have a mixture of lighthearted to downright dark poems and letters included in this work, and it may confuse some as to why the good ones would be considered shameful. Well, dear reader, to put it simply, I couldn't talk about it. I've been through many trials throughout my life, many of which were self inflicted, and more often than not, I was mocked, ridiculed, ostracized, or even forced into isolation by those I held dearest to me. My words tend to be sharp and cutting, often cutting too deeply. I tend to leave my patients open, bleeding, and exposed on the table after seeing deeper than I should, and I was not equipped with the tools necessary to close the wound. So here I am, practicing on myself, cutting deep and exposing my organs for all to see, so that one day I'll stop leaving the ones I love on the table to die.
Wow. See? Wow. Only a real true poet could bring us to that type of, artistry, you
Thank
know?
you.
Yeah, because surgery is a form of art. They don't just let just anybody do it. Don't know if you know. You gotta
Exactly.
go to mad years of school to cut people open. Go figure.
Exactly. You got to have
That's
lots of
their training.
experience, many lessons,
And you would think they'd be over after a while, but no.
no breaks, no breaks.
All gas, all gas for the ones that can do. I call it spiritual surgery. I call it spiritual surgery. I refer to it a lot. I'm like, because that's what it is sometimes. Because it's like your spiritual sight for certain things gets so refined that it's like, oh no, all right, so, all right, I'll be back. Take three ibuprofen, and I'll see
That
you in
part.
6 years. Like, can't go on much longer. You read the right ones. The flip.
That one, I'll be gone in a second.
In a second. Right, right, right. Oh my gosh. No, I love that. Oh my gosh. And alignment too. That's what I'm leaning into too. I think that goes back to like what you said in the beginning about just finding out what little you would want to see to fruition that you could bring to fruition. I feel like a lot of that's alignment. We're lining back with the different parts of ourselves. Like I've done a good amount of inner childhood work, but now I'm realizing that my inner teenager is coming up. And that,
Mm.
when you said that there was like the poem from your 13-year-old self that you still couldn't read, I'm like, that's probably because, you know, we're probably all collectively kind of going through that energy now because you start with the child, yes, but then there's some damn teenage years.
And they're
Right?
so angry. And teenagers are so
Yeah.
angry.
Yeah, and I think it's coming. I think that's again, it's alignment because, like, just look at the global landscape right now. You know what I'm saying? Righteous anger and righteous rage. I got a lot of it. Y'all need me on the front
That
line. What
part.
y'all need?
I got
It's
it.
say less. Yes, say less. Point. This point. Just
Tell me
I
who.
don't. I
Who
can't.
did it?
Right, right. The people that you trust, right? The people whose judgment you trust. It's like you don't even got to explain shit to me. Just point.
Hmm.
I got it.
Like, I'm
I
on.
got what they need. Right. Like righteous rage and anger, I think that that's the really and it's just starting too. So I guess it's that time will tell.
Unfortunately, well, I mean, fortunately and unfortunately, because the thing is, we have to really get to the bad stuff before we can ever get to the good stuff. And we've been slowly heading to rock bottom. We're not even at rock bottom yet. We're slowly getting there. And once we get there, and once people's eyes open up enough, once there's enough people who are finally conscious enough, because you can be woke all you want, but are you conscious? Are you walking
Mm,
around consciously? That's the thing.
right. Fully
And
embodied.
once
Fully
exactly
embodied.
embody it. Once you are conscious enough, once there's enough people that are conscious, then we'll finally have
Then
and
we got
see
some
what we
motion.
want.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why you don't see me many places. That's why I don't take part in many conversations. So I was like, why bring a bazooka to a BB fight? Like I'm not.
Exactly.
Come on, so
Let
let
the
me
little
know when
fish
y'all
talk it out first.
let me know when y'all ready for some actual action.
Exactly.
Like,
We'll be
yeah, and
ready.
if
We'll
you
be there though. We'll be there.
with books such as Shame, 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 where it's like, oh, you're at this level, you got to get that stuff. That stuff has to come out before you can be a better parent, better friend, better lover to yourself first and foremost. Like that stuff has to come out, and then the better the relationship you have with yourself, the better the relationship you will have with every other faction and relationship in your life. You can't pour from an empty cup. So that's why I said that
Exactly.
that always I'm gonna go to like the grave with that because I was like that just lit something up and I was in one of the most traumatizing periods of my life when that came to me too. Like if I had to swim through the fucking sewage just to have that beacon, like I'd
Right.
do it again, for
Exactly. And the thing is,
somebody's
everybody doesn't choose that though. Everybody won't choose that. Like, I don't want to do that.
like a way it blew like a hole in my head. Huh? Yeah, go ask Nehemiah.
And the thing is, shame is the lowest vibration that you could be on. Anger is actually a higher vibration than shame. So we have to get people out of the shame to be even get them into the anger.
Be
And
angry.
they want to keep us in the shame though. They want to make us ashamed of everything that we are. Ashamed to be a mom, ashamed to be a woman, ashamed to not want kids, ashamed to want kids, ashamed to be a wife, ashamed to not be a wife. We got to get rid of all of that shame before we can even get to the anger, before we can get to the justice and revolution.
Exactly, exactly. And then like something that's going around now is that if none of us are free, I mean, none of us are free until we're all free. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
But I
do you have one more thing to read?
well, can I actually do something for Juneteenth?
Yes, sure. Go ahead. Yes.
Okay,
I,
it's a
what is
poem called Roots and Royalty. These roots run deep. Only by digging would you see the gold hidden in our beings. Dirty nails and dandies for crowns, it's our light that glows, even when chained, enslaved, and left silently chasing the dreams our ancestors built from the ground. What of my robes makes you shake in your boots? What of my voice makes you fear the truth? Have you no depth to yourself that you must disapprove of who I am? Why must I speak like you? Use words that you sanction to show my intelligence as proof of worthiness for all that is inherently ours. These black and brown kings and queens deserve the blessings they were born to receive, not pain and confusion from our communities. Is it not our lips that are imitated, our style replicated, taken, changed, renamed repeatedly again, our acknowledgments not given, our rights rescinded, limited to the narrow path that we've been gifted? But I digress. Royals do not bow under the weight of their crowns, and our crowns do not move. These roots run deep, and only by digging could you see the truth. And I messed up so bad, but I hope you guys didn't notice. I
didn't
missed a
notice at
whole line in there.
all. No, didn't notice at all. Amen. Happy Juneteenth. Like alignment, girl. Like, oh my gosh. So they talking about 250 years of a failed experiment. Like, what
That
are we
part.
talking about? What are we really talking about?
That
Like,
part.
come on. And y'all just want a race war so bad. It's like,
Exactly. We can't give it to them.
you're gonna have to put your chin up when you talk to me. I know there's a actual stuff happening here beyond the color of my skin. I'm not playing with y'all.
Exactly.
These
There's so
boots
much more
run deep.
to being human, and especially being a black human, that they just don't seem to appreciate.
See, and the black woman. Listen, I was having so many. I know this is coming up for me because I was having like the multi-dimensional identity part of it. You know what I'm saying? Because we're multi-dimensional beings, but this is the shape that we're taking right now. This is the form that we're in. You know, and I wouldn't pick another form. If given a choice, I thought about it, decided that as a child, I would come back as a black woman. Just I don't care what they try.
Exactly.
I don't care
Every
what they
time.
tell me. Every time, right? I feel like I'm the closest to divinity that anybody's ever gonna see. You feel me? Like,
Yes. Yes.
I don't care. So of course, all the attacks. Of course, what are you fighting about? My left is right here. You just want to be known. So
Hello.
go get the Paw Patrol. Yes, go get the Paw Patrol. Yeah. But so yeah, no. But then also too, the dimensionality part is within this dimension. We're the lowest on the totem pole and the most likely to die with everything. And so, so it's just like, yeah, like I do believe I'm here for a reason. I do believe I've survived everything I survived, like 'cause I could have died multiple times, just childbirth alone. You feel me? And still
Hmm.
here, still trying to help people, still trying to show up, be of service, bring value. Like,
Exactly.
like
And it doesn't
people
stop.
still mad. Exactly. So, the more work that you do, the clearer you make your mirror, the more that it's reflecting up to people where they're not doing their work. And it's like, and just as a collective, that's where we're at. That's why they're down on us. We reflect no matter how badly you treat us, we're still going to try and bring the best that we can. We're still bringing culture. We're still bringing music to you. We're still bringing love. You know what I'm saying? And the best of our abilities and stuff like that. So like that makes people who aren't happy with themselves, who hate themselves, that
Hmm.
makes them angry in every aspect and every way you can look at it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love that. I love that little part. And then the other flip side is then we look at our own community and you get disappointed, and let's go get the phone and bring it over here. Is that what you're trying to do? Let's get him the phone. That's That's why he was napping. That's why he was in that mode. Um, but yeah, yeah. So collectively, like you get disappointed that you know, we are kind of held bondage to shame. Just you know, just generationally, just within our relationships between men and women, just in every single way, and it's disheartening because it's just like, okay, I survived everything I survived. I gotta have hope. I gotta see better for us if I'm gonna be of any use. So, uh, but it's a reality. We live with it every day. We look at it every day. People are ashamed, and we gotta come out of that, like you said, before we can actually get to the good part, which is living as one.
And it's just we have to we have to keep showing up. And I'm telling myself that every day. You have to keep showing up because if you don't, then the messages that you're being given to give to others are just not going to get out. And it's necessary, unfortunately, especially if you know you've been put on this path for a reason, to keep showing up, unfortunately, so that other people will follow suit. You have to lead by example, especially as a healer.
Yeah, and you can't heal if you haven't healed yourself.
Exactly. And it's again every day learning something new. I recently was just humbled because I said things out of haste, ignorance about someone that I didn't know and was humbled the very next day. The very next day God showed me, "Hey, don't do that." I
Yeah.
had to apologize to them and I had to make a public apology as well because you learn every single day that there's just some things you can't do, some things you have to open your mind, open your heart about. Because if you don't, then you will be humbled, and it's going to be a whole lot worse if you don't accept the lesson the first time.
Right, right. I'm at the point. I'm just grateful that stuff ain't going for months and years.
That
When it
part,
says sticking in a relationship too long, I'm just happy when I'm cutting stuff. Like if it take me 2 weeks or a month, like that's better than a year, 2 years. I gotta bounce back
exactly.
from. The length of time I'm in this shit is the length of time it takes me to bounce back. I'm catching. I'm picking up what's getting put down.
And see, it's like you
Not like I
leveled
don't.
up, you learn something new, you reach the next level, you get a little prize at the end. Then the next level, there's another challenge, there's a boss you gotta beat. But whatever you resist will persist. And that's something that I am trying to work on. Whatever you resist will persist. If you resist the lesson, it will keep going.
Just a comment from. Well, I'm not gonna try and say it, but they said peace and love, beloved goddesses. Hi, welcome.
Hello.
So apparently someone's picking up what we're putting down on.
I'm glad it's resonating.
Me too, me too. So I love that. Whatever you resist persists. Like, girl, that's what like you said at one point. It's like, well, a lot of people don't even see it that way, or like I looking back at all the trauma, coming out with that one piece of jewel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would do it again because of the benefit that I feel like it brought into my life, the clarity, like what I'm saying, like the better level of relationship that at least I'm willing to receive. I'm still working, like you said, we're all works in progress. Excited for the next chapter and level, but yeah, like to be willing to receive, and that's a crazy lesson to learn too. You're like, oh man, I'm always giving love. I didn't know I wasn't open to it.
Right. And it sometimes
Locking
feels
it.
like God's pushing you in a direction you don't want to go in, but oh my God, that comfort zone is so horrible. You don't even know you're in your comfort zone until God's like, "Hey, time to go." What do you
Oh,
mean? I just got here. I just got here.
Girl, I don't even put pictures up no more. I don't paint the walls no more. I just I'm
I got
just here
tired of
till
taking
I just
wallpaper
yeah,
down.
I'm just here till I gotta move again. Point this point, they said what they said about Jesus is that the Son of Man don't have no place to lay his head. So who do I think I am?
Exactly. How dare I assume that I can? What?
Absolute audacity and gall, utter
Exactly.
gall.
Like,
Like I want to get a sense of rest.
and I am so humbled every single day. I really am.
Like listen to the emails, girl. Like I'm over here calling myself being a professional, then trying to communicate and stuff, and I'm missing stuff and take me 3 days to respond. Come on, girl, clean it up.
Oh my gosh. You ain't never lie. But we can only
Oh
learn and
yeah.
grow. That's all we could do.
Amen. Amen. Oh my gosh. Well, this has been so wonderful. Please tell them again where they can find you, where they can find your book if they ready for only if y'all ready for it. Don't even
Yeah,
approach
seriously.
it if you're not ready for some deep healing and some
This
shadow work.
it's not a how-to guide, but it's to show you how guide. I guess I could say. I'm gonna show you how I did it. It's your choice to do it or not. You don't have to do everything I did. I don't recommend doing everything I did either.
Mm,
but
that part.
but this is my journey. This is the story of my journey from 13 years old up until now. And if you're ready to embark on that journey where you may or may not be activated by poems in this book, then I highly recommend going to Amazon, Barnes and Noble, where you can find it on audiobook. I'm sorry, on ebook, or buy it there and keep your therapist on speed dial. That's all I'm gonna get to the end of the book. Just get to the end of the book, please. There, the last story, the last chapter of the book will literally be your saving grace. Just get to the last chapter and put it down if you have to. I also have affirmation prints available if anyone needs a little affirmation to go with the book. Bookmarks are available if you want to buy the book directly from me. They come with the book with an affirmation on it because it is not an easy book, but it's necessary for some people as well. And I'm on
That's a
Instagrams.
disclaimer.
Seriously, it's a necessary book. I promise. I promise. Send it to a friend if you don't want to read it. But you can find me on Instagram and all social media at Imani's Got Pockets, with an S, Imani S Got Pockets. Um, and I hope to see you guys around.
Amen. Well, thank you, Miss Imani. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I know we're gonna be blessed by the your mess laid out in pages. You know what I'm saying? And everybody definitely go check out her Instagram. And thank you so much for sharing your time with me. Of course, kids. Anybody that got kids, this is your baby. I put on to everything. They were great. We're going to be closing out. Well, thank you so much, Imani. Thank you so much. I was healed by this conversation, and I hope that others get healed as well. And more healing to do, y'all. Go check
Thank
out that
you.
book if you're ready. All right. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. Later.
All right. All right. Oh man, oh man. Again, I always know when I have a good conversation with my cheeks. I know I'm gonna have to put ice packs on them and stuff like that. Grinning from ear to ear. This is a labor of love. Other creatives, multi-dimensional creatives that are doing the work because we got a whole new wave of people waking up and becoming conscious now. We can't just be woke. Remember that. That's diamonds got. So rewind it if you have to. But yeah, just being woke ain't enough. As we can see, they can slap it on a T-shirt and make it into a cultural thing. But are you conscious? Are you embodying everything that you're supposed to embody? You know what I'm saying? So definitely go check out Messy Monty's book if you're ready for that deep dark dive. Especially you probably will enjoy if you got a Pluto and Scorpio. Go check your birth chart. A lot of good stuff. But in the meantime, in between time, loving everybody, and thank you so much for everybody that joined. Thank you so much for Lene Monroe that showed us hit us up with stories. And everybody have a beautiful black day too. And we'll see you next time. Subscribe to get knowing you guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye. So I heard him be quiet as soon as I turn off, right?